Topic of the day. We get asked this a lot. Well, quite a bit. New clients, they're, ready to get started. When I'm talking about new clients, I'm talking about clients at TALTOA, TALTOA.com. If you want to check us out, we're a transportation and logistics training and consulting firm. We specialize in freight brokerage, freight broker agents, freight broker training, freight broker agent training. Trucking companies wanting to add an additional stream of revenue. Maybe they want to get their own customers. Maybe you're thinking about starting a trucking company. Yeah, we can help. Check us out. TALTOA, TALTOA.com. We got packages up there for everybody. If you got any questions, feel free to call me, 479-668-0838. But let's talk about essentials. Essentials for a freight brokerage or a freight broker agent. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a freight broker starting a freight broker company. Maybe you want to start as a freight broker agent. Freight broker agent, by the way, is one contracted to a freight brokerage company working under their license as an agent. You're self-employed. It's your business. If you don't work, you don't make money. If you work, well, you move loads, you make money. Pretty simple, cut and dry. Now, freight broker or agent, doesn't matter. You can pretty much work from anywhere if you've got telephone, internet access, and some type of a computer, laptop, iPad. I don't recommend it, but you can. Anywhere you have these three things, internet access, telephone, and some type of internet access device. And I know a lot of people think, hey, I'll use my phone. No, you don't want to do that. You really don't. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do. Now, believe it or not, most of these brokerages, especially for you broker agents starting out, you work from home. You work at home. No going into an office. You're an independent contractor. Where you work is up to you. Matter of fact, when I was brokering full-time, it was, had an RV back in the day, had a boat, a small little cuddy cruiser. Used to go out and spend the night on the water. Even back in the day when I was brokering full-time, the technology was there, at least enough to where I could broker from the RV. I could broker from the middle of the lake. We went on vacation. I could broker in the mornings out of the hotel room while my wife was getting ready to do whatever we were going to do that day. But yeah, if you got the essential equipment, the bare minimum, you can broker from anywhere. But if you're thinking about getting into this industry as a freight broker agent, or even freight broker as far as that goes, I don't think you got to go out of here and rent an office or something like that. You can work out of your home. Not a big deal. To me, it's an excellent work-at-home job. Seriously. Yeah, the days, they're going to start about 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it depends on your time zone and your customer base. The way I worked it, if I had a customer that was at their desk at 6 o'clock my time, I would be at my desk at 6 a.m. See what I mean? Now, how late you work in the day? Well, as a broker, the money-making time of the day is going to be the morning hours. Well, you think about it, that's when a truck's getting unloaded. They're looking for new loads, things of that nature. Afternoons, you can still make money, but the afternoons, I move some loads and things like that, but I used it for maintenance. And when I say maintenance, I'm talking about, my customer base. Even seeking out new customers, maintaining, making calls, hey, how you doing? Anything coming up I can help you with, anything that might need to be done. Getting ready for the next day. That's a lot of my brokering in the afternoon. Maintenance and getting ready for the next day. But the point is, you can work at home. Even a lot of freight brokers getting your own authority. Yeah, you don't have to go out there and rent an office or anything like that. You may want to. You can do it from home. You can actually get your own authority for, what, less than $2,000? When it's all said and done, all you're required to have legally is going to be your license to operate as a freight broker, UCR BOC3, $75,000 property broker surety bond. Now, you're going to want to get a LLC, obviously, EIN numbers, and we've talked about that before. Other things you'll want, insurance. But your workspace, it can be anywhere. I've had clients work broker from their kitchen table. The customer, the trucking company, don't know where you are. This is what I'm talking about. Perception becomes reality. If they perceive you to be in a office building somewhere, 75th floor, that's their reality. You might be at your kitchen table. It doesn't matter. If you got a room in the house that you can do it, that's going to be better, but you don't need it. It's just a place to work, bottom line. Now, what kind of equipment? I always get this. What kind of equipment? Well, a telephone and computer and internet. That's going to be the main things. Telephone, computer, and internet. I always recommend at least a laptop. You got that keyboard. Internet speeds, that used to be a thing, but anymore they're all fast. So you're good there. Telephone. Just starting out, you can use your cell phone. Maybe don't recommend. I always recommend to my clients, stay away from using your personal cell phone for business. And the reason is, you don't want people calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning. There's nothing you can do to help them. If a truck breaks down, hey, I'm just giving you a heads up. I broke down. Wait, that could have waited till 7. I can't do anything about it anyway. See what I mean? If you're going to use a cell phone, if you want to go that route, I think you need to add a lines for like $10 a month with most cell phone carriers. Get a second phone, add a line, whatever. VoIP phone service is the way to go, especially a small brokerage just starting out. VoIP, voice over internet protocol. There, you do a search for VoIP phone service, and you'll get a list of them. The one I'm familiar with that we've used for 14, 15 years now is Ring Central, RingCentral, Ring Central, ringcentral.com. Their phone. You got to get a phone. You plug it into the router though, and it works. Check it out. They got everything you need. Do a line. Toll-free number, although I don't recommend you publish it. Fax number if you need it. Faxes are going the way of the dinosaur, but there are still some companies out there that use faxes, so this, gives you the opportunity for fax. But anyway, you can check it out. Tools you're going to need a load board, obviously. Load boards, if you're just starting out, even as an agent, it's, part of the thing about, I know when you're going out there trying to get a contract with a brokerage, you see this all the time, that the brokerage, they want you to have a book of business, have experience. That's because because when you step into the position as a broker agent for that company, you're going to be able to start making money immediately, or making them money. The main thing, it's going to justify the cost of putting you on, because a brokerage, it's normal procedure, if you've got a book of business and experience, for the broker to pay for your load board, or load boards, as the case may be. The broker is going to use multiple load boards eventually. May not start out that way, but you'll get there. More load boards you use, the more reach you're going to have, the more trucks that are going to see your loads, the more trucks you're going to have access to, that kind of thing. But, don't be looking for free load boards. They're free for a reason. Okay? Keep that in mind. Usually it's to get your information so they can spam you. Spam, not scam, but sell your information. See what I mean? But generally they're free for a reason, so stay away from those. But the load boards, generally 1, 2, 3, truck stop, DAT, those are the three main ones. There are hundreds of load boards out there. If you're going to be a freight broker company, a freight brokerage, you're going to need a TMS. Those start around $100 a month. I know there's one out there that starts free. Then they try to get you into the $79 a month package. But the thing is, anytime you add an agent, it's going to be $79 a month extra. Where other load boards, similar load boards that are, they're going to be $100 base plus $25 and be $35 a month for any agent you add on. We did a video a while back with load boards, so you can, or the TMS rather, you can go back and check out that video. But all in all, if you want to start a freight brokerage, don't take a lot. Pretty much you've got everything you need probably already. If you're able to watch this podcast, or you've got pretty much everything you need, or see it, listen to it, whatever. You've got internet access, obviously. More just about everybody has a computer today, a telephone. Okay, those are the biggies. Now, other things you will want, you want a printer, and I always recommend getting a laser printer. Black and white with a scanner. Okay, all in one. Copy, scan, print. You don't really need a fax, but there are some out there that, don't have a fax, but generally most of them are going to have a fax that copy, print, and scan. You can get a pretty good printer that does that pretty cheap anymore. Get them pretty cheap. But I always recommend toner for the simple reason you're going to get a couple of thousand pages out of a thing of toner. So keep that in mind. It's not going to, you're not going to have to replace it or add, replace it once a year, maybe twice a year, if that. So keep that in mind. But get your office set up the way you want it set up. Now, if you're a freight broker agent, you're working out of your house, and you've got family coming in or friends, keep them away. What I mean by that is, okay, if you're in your workspace, they have to understand this is your workspace. When you are in that space, you are working. No honeydews. No taking the kids to the park, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? You got to work. You're an entrepreneur. You're self-employed. If you don't work, nobody's going to do it for you. That's the main thing. You've got to have that entrepreneurial spirit. You want to be on fire for making your business successful. If you got that fire, nothing's going to be able to stop you. Nothing. Now, one thing I will make a recommendation on is focus. Focus on the task at hand. If you want to be a freight broker, focus on brokering freight. Focus on brokering freight. I'll get it here in a minute. Suffering, succotash. But that's got to be your main focus. Don't get sidetracked. Don't get sidetracked with 15 other things going on. You'll lose your focus. You're going to be sidetracked by these other things, and you're not going to be good at doing any of it. People ask me, how long does it take? How long does it take to really get my brokerage up and running? Everybody's different. I've had clients, they hit the road next week as an agent and moved a load. I'm not really fond of that, and the reason is they find out pretty quick they were, that's just a fluke deal. They were in the right place, right time. They did what they had to do to get the money, broker the load, but you've got to put some effort into it. It makes it a little bit too easy. I've had other clients also, a month after they started their operation, they were making $1,000 a week. And I always tell people that's the exception, not the rule. That's to prove to you, to point out that, you can, but you've really got to be focused. You've got to be focused. You've got to be dedicated to what you're doing. You've got to be paying attention to the details. You've got to be drinking in freight brokering left and right. When I was a kid, I played basketball. And basketball was just, the saddest day of my life was when my orthopedic guy told me that I had stopped growing. I just knew I was going to be 6'5", 6'6". I stopped at 6 foot and shrunk a little bit since then. But But yeah, that was when the reality set in that, basketball was not going to be my life's profession. And but I lived it. I woke up in the morning, had basketball for breakfast, basketball for lunch, basketball for dinner. I'd watch basketball. I'd practice fundamentals. Anything I could learn, I studied it. That's what you've got to do as a broker. You've got to get out there and work it, okay? Nobody's going to give it to you, but it's there for you to reach out and grab. You've got to go get it. But you don't have to have $1 million to be a freight broker. You start out pretty simple. That's fact. We've had people come through TALTOA that went on to be pretty successful, had no experience as a broker. We've had housewives. We've had window washers. We've had pro athletes that were retired from the NFL, the CFL. All walks of life went on to become successful freight brokers. No reason you can't be. Think about it. Everything you have, I'll say 99.999% of it anyway, was at one time on a truck. And most of that was on a truck because a broker put it there.